Hey, so far we've had two incredible tournaments. The last one, Pace, went really well. Huge thank you to everyone who came out for that. It was awesome, everyone who competed and helped and commentated and all that kind of stuff. Big thank you. Both Bismuth and Kriller have made videos on it, which I'd encourage you to check out. I've linked them down below. And also our video on it should be coming pretty soon. But the project is in trouble. So, okay, first of all, what is the project? The project is about tournaments, live speedrunning tournaments where people speedrun the way they have always done, but at the same time as everyone else. So this is called a simultaneous time attack sort of format. It's new, coming up with it, kind of working on it as we go. And the main defining feature that we have different is that we put everyone on the same screen. We take all the information from the speedrun live, combine it together, and present it to the audience in a really enjoyable way. And I think we're getting quite good at it. I think, you know, we've put some time in and we're getting there, but the project is in huge trouble. My next update is that I did finish my PhD, so that's done. So hopefully never have to deal with that again. One of the reasons that the project is in trouble is that the project has no name. And this has been kind of a struggle of mine, is to come up with sort of like, how do we talk about the project? How do we describe the project? You want to tell your friends, hey, check out what Flibbity Dibbity is doing on YouTube. Like, that's kind of lame, right? Like, I mean, I appreciate that my screen name is incredible and I like it very much, but it's also got a little bit of a mouthful and can be hard to sort of discuss. So we held a name competition on the Discord, and that's done. And sorry, neighbor walking by. Hopefully they don't look through the window and see a crazy person. So we had a name competition on the Discord. I also sent the names out to a bunch of people and got their feedback, but everyone was all over the place. Votes for every name. So it's kind of hard to choose in the end, but that's probably a good thing because it means we can choose anything. Really, the way that this is going to work is that I want one organization called the Competitive Retro Gaming Association. It's a working name, but that's what we're going with for now. And within that, the technology itself is going to be called Argos. And I'll actually explain that in a blog post later because I think it's a really cool name. Naming is such a hard problem. I'm not very good at it. I don't really like it. But this is what we have to go forward with. And we're not going to be calling... every tournament will be named based on the tournament itself, right? So we might still have another invitational. We might have, you know, be at other events, much like we were at Pace, and so on. So then we can just talk about it like at Pace, right? More about that coming later, but that's not the point. The project is dying. Why is the project dying? The project is dying because it relies only on me right now, which is not okay. That's not a good position to be in. Don't want to rely on me. Nobody wants to rely on me. We don't want that to be the situation. So what we're going to do is we're going to transition the entire project to open source, so it can be a community project so that we can all work together on it. So I am going to take all of the code associated with the project. I have a little bit of cleanup to do, but we're going to put it all open source. So we're going to put it under the GPL v3 license, unless anyone has really strong opinions and want to make those known to me before it's out there. But we're going to put it all open source. We're going to do the development far more in the open on the Discord. If you want to be involved, you can join the Discord and be involved. I'm hoping that people will want to maybe work on supporting their own games. That could be good, or other improvements, or just, you know, people can help me with other things. So one of the things that's going on right now is I'm working on a website. I have had an offer of help from a professional, which I greatly appreciate. Thank you very much. But I just need to get everything into the right position so that we can move forward. But this is the way forward, because if it relies only on me, then what if I'm too busy with other stuff, like I have been for a while? Then nothing is happening. And then that's not fair to you. That's not fair to the community. This is meant to be a community project. It's meant to celebrate a community of speedrunners and of people coming together and doing all this kind of fun stuff. So it makes sense to make it open source, a community project. You can get involved. I will continue to work on it at my rate, but more in the open, and then we can kind of work together. So that's what needs to be done to save the project. It was a hard decision. There's a few things that go into that decision that make it difficult. There's always the fear that someone might take the idea and like steal it and do it better. And I mean, okay, I guess, like, go ahead. Right? I think that's the decision I came to, right? The reality is that someone with that capability, maybe they just want to work with me. There's actually a lot of hardware and startup costs. Like, I've invested thousands of dollars into this project, right? Like in terms of consoles and TVs and the mod that I developed and getting it manufactured, and then tools for me to put it together and install it and all this kind of stuff. There's tons of things that go with this. So if someone is out there and likes the idea a lot and wants to improve on it, then why don't we work together on it? I've been we've been working on this for a few years on the channel. If someone really wanted to do it, hey, they could have taken the idea and done it, right? So why don't we just work together? And I'd like to do that. So if you're interested in getting involved, join the Discord. We can chat about it, and we can try and find some things for people to do. Next biggest thing is AGDQ. So should we go? Now, AGDQ has never responded to any of my emails, and of course, why would they? So we have to go through the general sort of like application process. I've never done that, but should we even do that? Well, I can't do it alone. I'm not going to be up there alone. I would need you. I would need people that would want to compete and play in a tournament on that sort of stage. I think it makes a lot of sense for us to go there, but there are challenges with that because we have to have our own consoles. We have to plug in our own stuff. One of the things we learned from Pace is that we got to improve the plugging in sort of situation. I have ideas on that. We'll talk about it some other time. But this is, I think, a really good opportunity, but we just need to work together to make it happen, right? So I have an interest check, which is a Google form, down in the description. If you would be interested in coming out and competing and playing in a tournament, and then we could have the finals happen on stage. So maybe the day before, everyone who wants to play gets together, we do a real proper like kind of tournament, and then we decide on the winners, and then the next day the finals are on stage at AGDQ. Of course, if they accept us, right? They have, maybe they don't want to do that, and maybe that's fine, but before I put the application in to hopefully start that conversation, I need to know if you are at all interested in being a part of that. And also, if anyone has some sort of like contacts or people at AGDQ who would be willing to talk to me about having this kind of tournament at their event, let me know. I'm happy to talk to them. Okay, big thank you to everyone who has been supporting the project. So the supporters were all on screen. I made these little vignettes of them running through the game. So thank you to all the supporters. At our next tournament, hopefully we can have more Marios. So if you want to support and you want your name and your Mario running through the game at some, or being involved in some aspect, celebrated for your support of the project, you can do so by doing the YouTube Super Thanks. YouTube takes a cut of that, so if you want to support me directly over email, that's also down in the description. And I'm going to be working on better ways of supporting this project as we go forward. To be clear, any funds that come in with this project, any funds from the YouTube channel, are only for the furtherance of this project. I have a real job that pays for like food and all that sort of stuff. So all of the funds that come from that are kept separate and used only for this project. So if we want to have PVMs at all of our future events, then we need to work together to make that happen, okay? And thank you to everyone who's supported so far. Thank you. Okay, the next thing coming up is that we have to do the website. And I kind of talked about that a little earlier, associated with the branding. If you're a graphic designer, logo, I don't know. I probably don't need anything too crazy, but hopefully something somewhat reasonable. Maybe we could work together on that. Let me know. Just reach out on Discord or, you know, however you can get in touch with me. I'm happy to work with you. Okay, and finally, hey, thanks for 10,000 subscribers. YouTube has this weird habit of occasionally showing my 5,000 attempt video to like 100,000 new people, and then a few of them always end up subscribing. So we just hit 10,000. So thank you for everyone who supported the project. And as we move forward, now that I've finished my PhD, and we're going to go open source, hopefully we have time to sort of like work through some more things and have more events and kind of get going, get rolling with this sort of thing. I'd like it to not only be relying on me, I'd like us to work together. So you can be a part of that. We can make it happen. I'm just trying to get my life back together after the challenge of 5 years of academia. But that's done. I just feel so good. Now I only have one full-time job in addition to this project. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll come back later. I know everyone already clicked off the video because these long drawn-out outros are bad and blah, 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 but whatever. Bye.